While the East and West Coast were battling for hip-hop supremacy, the South started to rise and put its own spin of rap on the map. In the 1980s, the Ghetto Boys helped usher in Houston as a hip-hop heavyweight in the South, and not until the 2000s would H-Town again be considered a player in the hip-hop game. Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Bun B, and Chameleon Air all helped return Houston to mainstream prominence. In 2004, Swisha House's smash hit Still Tippin' featured a cameo from another up and comer at the time, Slim Thug. His distinct voice and no-nonsense approach made an immediate impact on the rap scene. He used to rap with a group called Swisha House with some other guys from my neighborhood rapping, said friend and personal trainer Milton Harris. From the time he started, he was seen as one of the best rappers from the group who could blossom and go further with it. That sound and air is set off a shockwave through the southern rap world. To this day, Thug's influence could be heard from today's current batch of Houston's hip-hop future. He's tied to me. He has a great voice, local award, winning H-Town rapper Fat Tony said. He was one of the key frontmen in bringing Houston rap music to national and international mainstream attention in the 2000s. Still, Tippin set it off. Thug's 2005 debut, already platinum, sold 130,000 copies its first week. Many young rappers would let that instant success and having large sums of money for the first time go to their heads, but not Slim Thug. He was previously deep in the game and getting paper by the do-it-yourself business model. At that time, I made more money independent than I did majors, Thug said. Having my own distribution company, making mixed CDs and distributing that shit myself and putting out independent albums, I was already getting money. I started rapping in 1998 and we started doing our own underground CDs, and I got my start making money doing chop and screwed music. It took me from 98 to 2004 to finally sign with a major. They came to us a lot of times before trying to get us to sign, but I was making more money doing what we was doing. Grinding aside, Thug learned at an early age the value of $1 by growing up in the north side of Houston. Thug, born Stave Jerome Thomas, was the youngest of 7 children raised in a single-mother household. Single mom, brothers sold dope, Thug said. No one was really there to tell you what the fuck to do. It was do what you want to do. My mama was working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. It wasn't anything too crazy. Some of my brothers got caught in a few cases, but on my end it was cool. Thug recalls his youth and how it taught him to be smart and save money, and applies his past to his mantra today. He doesn't forget where he came from and is determined to never go back there. That is what I always tell people. When you come from the bottom, you remember it, Thug said. You don't want to go back there. Last thing I want to do is check my bank account and be broke. It is like I spent like $3,000 on champagne bottles in the club, and then I can't pay rent, you know? And then you have nothing to show for it. That is scary to me. It is like a game to me. That is how we was raised. Our hustle. As kid, there was 6 of us and we all cheap, and we tried to spend the least amount of money. We'd go on a trip and see who had the most fun with spending the least amount of money. Harris recalls when they were teenagers how Thug first started making his money and how was more responsible than the other rappers. The infatuation with bling and nice cars sucked in others rappers and their money immediately. When he first started making his cash, every guy's dream was to get a pair of rims called swangers, Harris said. And he'd take his first check and put it in a stash and let his money grow. If he had $10, he'd put $7 aside and try to do what he can with the $3 till he could make some more money. Economics was never a favorite subject in school for him, yet he did pass it. Thug vividly remembers math and takes a numerical approach to everything he does today. He applies mathematics to his hustle and his life in a way that is systematic. For him, the equation is a simple one. All I do my whole life is math, Thug said. I love math, and I basically live off of math. Everything I do is based on numbers. Like settling down. Why would I settle down with one bitch when I can have 4? Everything is in the math. Another new revelation in Thug's life came when he dedicated himself to bettering himself physically and getting in better shape. At one time, the 6'6" Thug was nearly 300 pounds. He was suffering from hereditary high blood pressure and not eating right. According to Harris, Jack in the Box combos was a big favorite to Thug with extra orders of fries. His doctor was upping the dosage of his high blood pressure medication when Thug decided to take his health into his own hands as well. Thug started eating right and turned to Harris for help. Harris became his personal trainer and introduced him to running, an activity that turned Thug into an avid runner. Lately, he tries to eat clean during the week, Harris said. He is dedicated, I would say, as much as I am when it comes to running. I take him out to the park and run with him with our fitness group we have at the park. His dedication is at an all-time high. Thug has also adapted to today's download era and computer landscape. The time of artists relying solely on major labels are long gone. He does understand the hard work and grind it takes, since he once was hustling independent. McMiller sold 150,000 first week independent with no record label. Thug said you can do it by yourself. And it is possible, and the direction the game is kind of going. It is a lot more work if you do it by yourself without a major label and you don't have that machine. It is a lot harder to promote yourself and make sure your music is being played on the radio. Modern hip-hop is concentrated more on pop culture and throwbacks to retro than the bling days. Thug doesn't think that making a book about fiscal responsibility isn't reflective of the times. And bling is far from dead. I think it switches up. Right now, the way motherfuckers are dressing looks like shit from the 80s. Shit keeps going in a circle, and I think it will all come back and some cool shit will come out. I don't think bling really went anywhere. A theme in this book and on his Twitter is President Thug. During today's current economic situation, coming off a hard recession, Thug offers his own solutions if he was at the helm of the White House. I would legalize drugs. Sell and tax it? Thug candidly said, if a motherfucker wants to smoke crack, he is gonna smoke crack. Legal or illegal, they gonna find it. If a motherfucker wants to smoke weed, he'll smoke weed. I wouldn't be into the wars. I just mind my business a lot instead of going overseas and always being up in someone else's business. We need to mind our own business and get our own stuff together first. When I make a song, it doesn't have to be what I do. It can be for the atmosphere, he said. If I want to make a song for the strip club, even though I won't be in there making it rain like that, I'm gonna write about what they want to do. This book is for people who want to think like me and be on this type of shit. If you want to make it rain or can't afford to, it is. Like, fuck it. They can do what they want to do and I have nothing against it. This is for those who want to think like I think and try to stack up and have that mind frame. Financial advice. After creating a list of 25 basic financial rules to live by, it inspired me to write this book. Growing up in the hood, you don't learn basic shit like this. When you coming into money and never had none before, if you don't stick to the basics, you end up broke. After writing some lyrics in one of my songs about financial advice, I wrote a list of the basic things you can do to make sure your money lasts and you don't end up broke. The idea is to educate you and teach you how to stack and hustle as much as you can, so when you get old, you won't have anything to worry about. 1. Don't take care of anyone over 18. It's just that motherfuckers gotta grow up, even your kids. I think spoiling kids is the worst thing you can do. You have kids that get lazy and still have their parents paying their bills when they are 25 years old. This shit ain't gonna do nothing but make them soft. I feel like you have to make them take care of themselves at 18. Grown-ass people around you, expecting you to take care of them. Fuck that, it ain't like that. You gotta get money. If I am in a real relationship, it is something different. But random girls or dudes that hang around you, they need to handle themselves. You don't need to take care of nobody. 2. Every time you get a stack, put it up and survive off the extra change. It's about being disciplined. Just because you can afford some shit doesn't mean you need it or you should get it. How I handle it is, I make my stack and count my money. Let's say, for example, I have $8,700. I'm gonna put the $8,000 up and take the $700 on to the next move. When you keep less money in your pocket, you move slower on shit. You carry around a big stack and that's it. You're in the mall and I want this, I want that happens. You buy the shit and then your money is gone. 3. Never buy a house with unnecessary space. I learned it the hard way. I bought a 7,000 square foot house that was shown on MTV Cribs. It was way out in Tomball. I had no wife and kids, with 7,000 square feet of unnecessary space. A house that big, with just me, had a lot of dead rooms. It just didn't make sense. Everything costs more with a big house, lights, bills, etc. The bigger the house, the more expensive your life is. You have water, electric, grass, pool, all that shit adds up. When you're trying to stack, that shit gets in the way. Get what you need, nothing extra. 4. Never break a $100 bill for anything less than $20 when stacking your money. This is basic hustler rule number 1. Try to be financially responsible. This rule is key. It's little, but it adds up. You need to get so disciplined that you say to yourself, I'm cheap. I'm gonna stack, because you know that once the 100 is broke, it's gone. You don't want to keep too much money in your pocket or you will spend it. The more money in your pocket, the faster it'll go. 5. Never have Bentley bills with a Benz salary. This goes back to one of the most basic rules. Don't live beyond your means. Don't buy a big house when you don't make big money. I always say if you can't buy it 3 times over, you can't afford it. Don't drive a Bentley on a Benz income. 6. Never fall for bad business. Everywhere there is bad business. If I go into a furniture store and something costs $3,500, I'll negotiate the price. I'm not gonna let people get me for my paper just because of my status. I go for the best deal. I'm cheap and I'm gonna stack. Into the strip club to make it rain 5 grams. S ain't ever profited my pockets. If you think like a nigga, you're gonna be a nigga. You ain't gotta rain $5,000 on a bitch just to fuck her. That's bad business. Negotiate a price with her who's got a stack too. Most people make it rain for attention or to celebrate, which is cool. It's all good. But I'm talking to people who are hustling, stacking paper and not sweating the small shit. 7. Only do expensive meals and trips occasionally. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still fucking up on that one. I eat out a lot, but I can't cook. I can't even cook eggs. I love to eat out and eat well. Lately, I've been doing Chick-fil-A, so I'm doing better. You have to do it occasionally or it isn't gonna be special anymore. If you live it, you're not gonna enjoy it. Not to mention get broke. Those $200 meals add up. If you eat 5 a week, that's $1,000 a week you're spending on meals. 5 days of dinner can turn into $4,000 a month. You end up with $4,000 worth of I'm hungry. Time not a good look. 8. Never give bad loans. Never put yourself out there for someone else unless you really believe in them and want to help them. Or if it's shit you ain't tripping on. If you don't give a fuck about that money, then go ahead and give a loan. But you have to have the type of attitude that the loan is gone so you can avoid bullshit. Use your common sense. If they are asking for a loan, you probably know them. If you have given them a loan before, did they pay you back on that last loan? Treat them like the bank treats them. Do they have slow credit? Do they have A1 credit? Do they have any credit? If you have loaned them something before and they paid you right back, then that's A1. If they took a while, then it's slow. If they didn't pay you back, then they don't have any credit. Treat them like a bank. This book is based off of personal experience. Don't give out loans expecting a payback or loans that you know for a fact they can't pay you back. 9. Eliminate unnecessary bills. Gym memberships, Netflix, store accounts, credit cards, all that shit is a waste of money. Work out on your own. You got a cable bill. Why pay extra for movies that come on TV? Don't try to live beyond your means over simple ass credit. I'm not saying to not ever get a credit card. The way things are today, everyone needs to build a strong credit line. Start small with a gas card or something. You steady paying for gas? Put that on a credit card and pay it off every month. Buy what need. Hustle for what you want. Stack up for tomorrow. 10. Never pay for your relationship. You never should pay someone to be with you. If your girl is saying for us to be together, you have to pay this and pay that, then you're paying for the relationship. You might as well get a prostitute, and then at least you can pick which bitch you like. Paying for your relationship doesn't make sense. That's part of the hog life. I don't believe in paying to be with someone. If a bitch say to me, in order for us to be together, you have to pay my bills and take me shopping, then I'll step back. I'm gonna do what I wanna do, not because I gotta do it. If I'm in a relationship, I'll pay for dinner, but never bills, car notes, and slash or shopping sprees. This book is for hustlers, not for people who cool with tricking off their money on bitches. I'm trying to show the right ways to stack paper. If you have enough money to ball and trick, live your life. 11. Never try to live beyond your means. Explanatory: don't drive a $100,000 car and struggle to pay for it. You buy a $100,000 car and work overtime to pay it. You can't even enjoy it because you're working all the time to pay the car note. You lose money fast when you steady buying new shit just to stay current. Every year, Pretty Boy Swagger has an upgrade. A new edition, a new model, the shit never stops. You have to wake up and say, you know what? Let me look in my closet. Do I need this? Do I really need all this shit? When it's time to shop, I buy shit that I'm gonna use versus buying shit cause I can. I buy shit I like and what will last. In doing this, you really can get the value out of the things you buy. 12. Never spend a lot of money on things you can't get money back from clothes. You spend money on clothes, shoes, things that don't appreciate in value, and then you're broke. Buy a car. Sure, it might depreciate, but at least you can get something back on it. Buy a house or some jewelry, things you can flip. I don't see anything wrong with spending the money on something you can get money back on. There is no need to go crazy and spend a whole bunch of money on shit that sets your money on fire. If you steady buy a bunch of clothes at high prices, it can get excessive. This is where you need to watch it. Don't go crazy. 13. When you get a check, put at least 50% up. Hustler mentality. At the end of the day, half of my check is stacked, while the other half is used to pay bills. 14. Never buy a car before buying a house. I'm not saying any car, of course. More than likely, you will have to buy a car before a house. I mean, in a stunting way. Why buy a $100,000 car and rent a place to live? It doesn't add up. Do what's necessary. If you're trying to stack and you have to pay rent, roll in something small. Otherwise, you're gonna stack just to roll big. Renting won't allow you to build your net worth. I don't understand why motherfuckers be paying rent. On and on and on. That money could be going towards something. Your money is just burning when you pay rent. It's not going towards anything at all. If you buy a $100,000 car, then you will probably want a nice place to park it. So now you got $3,000 a month in rent on top of a fat car note and your money just burning. Instead, you could buy a house and let your money grow towards something. That way, if you decide to move again, you could sell and get your money back. 15. Never get bad loans. I read on Twitter that this guy had a $250,000 loan at 5.5%. He ended up paying $660,000 for his property. At the end of the day, he ended up paying $660,000 on a property worth $250,000. That's a bad loan, but that's real right now. It's happening all around us. It's the normal scheme of things. Never take bad loans. Car loans are a classic example. If you want to be fly and stunt a whiff with bad credit, then you'll have a high interest rate. The only way the lender will take a risk is if they take a bankroll off of it. Watch those interest rates and the shit you get from the bank. You could end up spending $1,200 on a car note with only $200 actually going toward the loan. The rest will go to the bank. Now that's a bad loan. 16. Never buy a car that will have you working overtime to afford. Don't drive something you can't afford and forfeit time with your family and loved ones because you have to work overtime to pay a note for a car you barely get to drive because you're working all the time. At the end of the day, a car is just a car. After a while, it goes back to being something that just takes you from A to B. 17. Don't get extra cell phones, and all that dumb shit. I have one cell phone, all that other shit just adds up. You don't need the extra bills. Your business is never that serious unless you have a job that requires you to have an extra cell phone. Same with cars, you don't need the extra car notes. Concentrate on what you need. Learn the difference between needs and wants. It's a recession. 18. Don't buy jewelry or expensive cars while still staying with your parents. Why would you buy expensive cars and chains if you still live your mama? Get out of your mama's house. That's step 1 in the stunting game. If you want to drive a fly-why car, you have to first get your own place to live or you're just fronting. You can't take a bitch to your mama's house. That is weak. 19. Before spending, understand the tax system basic. Motherfuckers come from the hood, so we ain't used to having money. Our people ain't used to having money, so we don't know how to use or manage it. We just go around thinking we are rich. We got green, and we can afford to do what we want to do. But that ain't the case. Say you got $1 million check. Dudes think they actually got $1 million. You gotta pay damn near half of it to taxes. Know your taxes and math because you gotta pay, or your ass is gonna jail. Stay ahead of that shit. Make sure if you got money, get an accountant to handle that shit. Make sure it's someone you know and trust. I had tax problems. They came to my crib and got my ass. I hired a tax lady because I didn't know what I was doing. She ended up mismanaging my taxes, which caused me to catch criminal tax evasion case. I got charged for not paying taxes on the money I was making. That shit will get you. 20. Admission and parking at a club should never exceed $100 for one person. It's not that serious, unless you just got it like that. And even if you do, that's just plain stupid. Don't fuck with that shit, ain't no party ever that crunk. 21. Don't pay rent that's higher than a mortgage would be paying too much rent. Don't pay too much rent when you can pay for a house and get something back out of that shit. Sit down and write down all your bills. Look at what you are spending. See the difference between what you are building and what you are burning. Line it up, and whatever it is burning and disappearing, you have to eliminate that shit if you're serious about stacking. 22. Never mess up your credit. Motherfuckers that come from the hood don't know any better, so they jump in the credit card game not knowing what they fuck they're doing. Educate yourself on shit you don't know about. If you ain't serious about it, don't fuck with it. Whatever you do, don't mess up your credit. You're gonna need it later on down the line. When you're trying to get that house or car, you're gonna need good credit. My credit was good for a while, until I got an investment house, and then it got fucked up. A lien got put on my property. I eventually paid it back, but it was too late. That fucked up my credit. I want that shit A1 to 23. Never spend half of your last on drugs. Unless you're trying to flip, never go broke trying to get high. That's dope fiend shit. Never spend all your money to get high or drunk. Don't go broke over any shit like that. It ain't worth it. Unless you're trying to spend your money to flip that shit and get it back plus some. 24. Don't buy rims more expensive than in your car. Why would you buy some expensive ass rims and your car ain't even worth that much? It doesn't make sense. Rims don't have a warranty on them. Some of that shit I don't understand. Don't buy 24-inch rims that cost $15,000 and throw them on a $3,000 or $4,000 Cotty. It looks dumb and it doesn't make sense. 25. Have a B and C hustle. In these times, anything can happen. Always make sure you have a backup plan. One hustle is never enough. If you're working at 7 to 11, have some other hustle when you're not working. Your side hustle could be anything, selling DVDs, a sports fantasy thing, or whatever you are into. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. In a recession, anything can happen. A motherfucker can lose their job, a disaster can happen, a personal emergency, anything. If you live in month to month, you need to have side hustles to bring in more income. Do hair on the side? Strip. I don't give a fuck what you do, just do something. Thug knows. The best advice I will ever give out on how to save money is, don't have babies with girls you ain't gonna be with. Baby mamas are expensive. No matter how much you think you like a bitch, don't bust your nut in her. Unless you know for sure that you will be together forever. The shit they do is stupid. They become bitter and stop you from seeing your child. The child support system is so fucked up, it doesn't make sense. The entire system is about making money. It doesn't matter if a father is doing his best to support his child, he still gets fucked over. And don't look to your baby mama for support, cause soon as the baby is born, they out to get your ass too. If they know they can get some money, those hoes go bad on you. All those good girls you thought was real and would always be down for you will turn on you the moment their baby is involved. All of them hoes are the same. All of them. They will file. Your dumb ass better not say, I'll just give her money if she keeps it 100% with me. Hell no. If you have a baby with a bitch you know you ain't gonna be with, get up and file on your damn self. Otherwise you can get caught up in back pay, which can fuck up your credit for life. So save your nuts for the woman you're gonna ride with forever. The rap game. I came in the game when I was 17 doing mixtapes. We started with doing chopped and screwed freestyles on the latest music. That's how we gained attention. People wanted to hear their favorite songs chopped and screwed. It was a different flavor to the hottest track. It caught on real fast and people loved it. Eventually it kept growing and growing and I was making a lot of money performing. At that point I wasn't even thinking about doing an album or signing a deal. I was just doing the freestyle flows and making enough money distributing myself. I was set up nice. I had my own music and distribution shop and was making the kind of music I liked. As time went on, my hustle got stronger and faster. I remember taking a road trip with my crew to all the major cities in Texas, San Antonio, Austin, Temple, Dallas, Fort Worth. Everywhere we went, we grabbed a phone book and looked up the local area record stores. We would go in and request that our music be sold on consignment. Hey man, when you sell these, just call us for more and we will get you some. We were doing everything ourselves. We were independent for real, for real. We eventually got to the point where motherfuckers from labels would call me and say, hey man, we want to sign you. We'd fly up there and they would offer us a $200,000 deal or some nickel shit like that. We were getting those offers already, so we weren't some thirsty bitches ready to sign anything. We had swag to negotiate the money we wanted. I sometimes felt we were out there taking advantage of them. This was all happening between 1998 and 2004. I did a CD with ESG, but still in all that time I never went solo. 2004 to 2008, in 2004 I signed with El Interscope Records. Following that, I released my first album, already platinum in 2005. It sold 130,000 copies opening week. By this time, I was used to working with already established artists. But now, I reached commercial success and my music was exposed to more people. Working with Beyonce on Check Up On It went by so quick. Destiny's Child was on their Destiny Fulfilled tour. When they came to Houston, I was asked to make a guest appearance for the concert. I did my verse from Still Tippin'. The next day, the people from her camp contacted me and asked me to do a feature for her. I had to spit it quick. That same day, I went into the studio and dropped a verse which ended up being on Check Up On It. The rest is music history, Grammy nomination and an MTV award. Success in the rap game as far as success goes, I know I'm definitely blessed. I'm happy for what I get, but I don't ever get to the point where I feel like I've made it. I keep my mind occupied, so I don't get complacent. You can get sloppy or it will show up in your productivity. With me, my music. That's why I stay hogging. This is what a hog life is all about, always grinding, yet staying humble and never letting money or fame thinking you are more than what you are. How to make money in the rap game. There are so many ways to get in the game. In today's market, it's totally different. You can't sell music anymore. You have to basically give it away. What would be my advice for someone trying to get in the game? Make music on other people's beats and gather up a local following. You don't want to start off too fast. Market your music through word of mouth. Let the community talk about you until you're the hottest thing in the city. Stay in the network and reach out to other artists and solicit to open shows for them. Speaking of opening up for other artists, if nobody knows your shit, don't go on stage and do 10 to 20 songs. Just do the hottest 3, because motherfuckers who don't know your shit ain't gonna wanna hear your whole damn album. Use the internet to market your mix, tapes. Don't try and sell your shit because nobody buys shit they don't know. They've been too spoiled. If you got established artists giving away their shit, you can best believe that your shit will not get bought. In today's viral age, shit travels fast. If you get a hot song that goes viral, you can get picked up by bloggers and urban media outlets. You can get noticed, quick. The internet is just like the streets. If you give them something to talk about, that shit will spread like fire. There's outlets like YouTube and World Star. Just keep putting your shit out there. The basic 5. -1 act like a boss, not a thug. There's a line between being a thug and being a boss. A boss will tell you, think business and be smart. For example, a boss will think before he hauls off and slaps a nigga, because he realizes the very real possibility of a $50,000 lawsuit he would have to pay the clown. A thug would be like, nigga what? And that's all she wrote. 2. Take responsibility for your own career. I got burned a lot of ways putting my trust in other people. The Pharrell thing, it wasn't my idea. It was the label's idea. I ain't mad at it. I thought the music was jamming, so I put my trust in somebody else on that one. Now, I make sure I do things my way. If shit doesn't work, I can blame myself. 3. Invest in the future. I got 3 kids, that's my future. The way the game is going now, you gotta have side hustles. It ain't all about rapping. I invest in real estate and college funds. You don't depend on rap, you have to use it like a hustler's tool. You get money over here, flip that shit, then you know you don't gotta rap. 5. Respect your elders. I always show respect to the pioneers that paved the way. When I bought a Harley, Scarface told me everything I need to do to the bitch. I didn't think twice. I listened. I got that type of respect for him. When Pimp C and Bun B called me, I listened because I knew I could learn from them. 5. Expand your horizons. One day I went to play in Skill's crib. We were listening to beats and smoking. He said to me, I'm doing a remix for Hilary Duff. You want to jump on this? They got that Disney bread over there. It was done. I wrote that shit and it got picked up by TRL. I'm cheap. When I was on a major label, I would insist they give me the money for travel expenses, hotels, airfare, etc. versus them paying for it. That way, I was able to save a lot more money. It was the same with my music production. I bought my own beats and got my own shit mixed. I avoided costs associated with producers and studio time. I try not to pay for studio time unless I'm producing a commercial piece or doing an album straight through. Normally, I produce all my shit at my house. Remember, I'm a hustler first. Whatever I do, I'm gonna get the most money out of it. Entourages are like bitches. They will bleed your pockets. Everyone who rolls with me makes their own money and handles their own expenses. My view is, if you ain't helping me make money, then you don't need to be around me. Extra people are extra costs. Eliminate that shit. I ride with bosses, cats I grew up with, and anyone who understands the bottom line, my paper. Anyone who is about their own business can understand where I come from. We are all in it to hustle and stack. I believe in networking. Building relationships is key because you never know what a person can do for you until you need them. It's the same with me. I try to keep myself ready for the service of others in the game. You do for me, I do for you. Never settle for the first offer on anything. Motherfuckers are programmed to settle for the first offer on everything. It's how we live. We go shopping. We see the price. And even if we're not comfortable, we'll talk ourselves into buying something we are really not happy with in the end. Why? Because of how much we spent on it. I'm cheap. When I was on a major label, I would insist they give me the money for travel expenses, hotels, airfare, etc. versus them paying for it. That way I was able to save a lot more money. It was the same with my music production. I bought my own beats and got my own shit mixed. I avoided costs associated with producers and studio time. I try not to pay for studio time unless I'm producing a commercial piece or doing an album straight through. Normally, I produce all my shit at my house. Remember, I'm a hustler first. Whatever I do, I'm gonna get the most money out of it. Entourages are like bitches. They will bleed your pockets. Everyone who rolls with me makes their own money and handles their own expenses. My view is, if you ain't helping me make money, then you don't need to be around me. Extra people are extra costs. Eliminate that shit. I ride with bosses, cats I grew up with, and anyone who understands the bottom line, my paper. Anyone who is about their own business can understand where I come from. We are all in it to hustle and stack. I believe in networking. Building relationships is key because you never know what a person can do for you until you need them. It's the same with me. I try to keep myself ready for the service of others in the game. You do for me, I do for you. Never settle for the first offer on anything. Motherfuckers are programmed to settle for the first offer on everything. It's how we live. We go shopping. We see the price. And even if we're not comfortable, we'll talk ourselves into buying something we are really not happy with in the end. Why? Because of how much we spent on it. Instead of negotiating with ourselves, learn to negotiate the price with the seller. Everybody's thinking about the bottom line, profit. A seller gives two shits about your satisfaction with the product. He wants to make a profit. Educate yourselves on markups. If I go into a store to buy furniture and I know the markup is 45%, then I will negotiate the price down until I feel good about buying. I try and deal with independent store owners because people respond to cash quicker than they respond to credit. Big companies that have cemented the retail value in shit don't really have room to negotiate. I'm the same when I buy a car. I typically buy past the salesman because I know he's just looking for his cut. I go straight to financing. Why? Because I'm cheap. I tell the financier, hey man, I saw this car, I got this much money, and I'm ready to buy today. Simple as that. It's usually a done deal. Bargaining is a part of hustling. When I get approached to do a show, I make sure I got my cut in the deal off top. When I did a charity show for Boost Mobile, I negotiated a free phone out of the deal. You don't have to be a rapper or celebrity to take advantage of shit. Anyone can bargain. If you are a mechanic and you know an independent store owner, negotiate a deal for store goods with free or discounted car services. Whatever your skill is, hustle it. Growing up, both my mama and sister Nell were influential in my upbringing. My mother taught me to work hard and my sister was my rock. Nell does everything for me. I never had any childhood friends because we constantly moved. I probably attended every school on the north side of Houston. I'm the baby of 7 kids, 4 brothers and 3 sisters. We were a unique group of siblings. With mama working all the time, slanging came easy for us. We stayed in trouble because everyone sold dope. Life was hard. We struggled on welfare and were constantly evicted. Most of my memories are just a blur of staying on the go. We constantly moved from house to apartment, from apartment to house. To this day, I wouldn't know my father if I saw him on the street. As a kid, I thought my 3 older siblings' dad was my dad. It wasn't until I was in my early 20s when my mama told me that the guy I knew to be my father wasn't. It didn't matter. That guy had a shit life. It made me feel kinda good knowing that a bum-ass nigga was not my father. He called himself supporting us by giving us $100 for school clothes. $100 split at least 3 ways for school clothes. Subtle, he would trick on other bitches. A bitch got $500 and HLS kids got $100 total. But it wasn't like we were his only kids. He had families scattered around Houston. I never understood what my mama saw in him. In any case, he was the father I knew. I lost my virginity to a 14-year-old when I was 12. She was my older sister's baby's daddy's sister, LOL. She was staying with us. At that age when you experiencing hormones and libidos for the first time, with no adult supervision it going down, and she had just had a baby herself. so you know she was hot to trot. We busted down. At 1-2 I had not even jacked off before, so for my first time I busted in her. In middle school I got beat up for the first time. Some dude was running his mouth about me, so I smacked him down. Next thing I know, his 4 brothers came to the school and whopped my ass. I was a middle school kid who got jumped by 4 grown-ass high school dudes. I wasn't a chump about it though. I manned up and went home. That was the first and only time I've ever got my ass whopped. At 16, right before I got in the rap game, my homeboy Stiesel died in a car wreck. That event inspired people from the community to reach out to us thugs and encourage us to change our ways. It became somewhat of a community outreach forum in the name of Stiesel. There were meetings at his mama's house, and people from churches would talk to us about life and the shit that mattered. This inspired me personally to do good and quit slanging. Stiesel was my friend. We rapped together and dreamed of making it big time. I made it. He didn't. I fell in love with my first baby mama. I thought I was gonna be with her forever. Turned out that the bitch was crazy. Now when I look back, I'm thankful that it didn't work out. My life wouldn't be how it is today. The only thing I regret is her vindictive ass attitude. She won't let me see my son. I love that little nigga and she keeps him from me. But I have hope that things will change. In fact, I know they will. Things always work out for the good. Mama thug. I have 7 kids altogether, 4 boys and 3 girls. I worked really hard to try and keep them out of housing apartments and to make their life easy. Steve is the baby of the family. He takes care of his mama. Anything I ask for, he gets me. Every year for my birthday, he gets me a cruise around the islands. I have been all over. Stavey has always been a grown-up. Even as a kid, he was like a little man. We would go to Walmart and I would be looking around the store for him saying it's time to go. When I would walk out, there he would be, sitting in the car ready to go. I'm talking about a little boy, like 4 or 5 years old. I ain't talking about a 10 or 12-year-old. This was a little man. It was 3 a.m. in the morning and Stiver would wake me up asking for French toast. After I said no, he would pitifully say, "That's okay," and go back to his room. He knew that I would wake up and make him some French toast. That's my baby. I couldn't let him go to bed hungry. One day, I took him to Silverman Beach. He got lost. That was the worst day of my life. Who can define the heart of a mother who has lost their child? Lord knows I can't, but I intimately know the feeling. It was just before sunset when I realized he was nowhere to be found. People were leaving the beach and Stavey was nowhere inside. A policeman helped me search for him up and down the beach. It wasn't until my daughter spotted him on a man's shoulder who was taking him to the police. My heart was so relieved. I haven't been back to that beach since. When he was a teenager, he used to drag me to the tattoo places so I could authorize him to get a tattoo. But every time we got there, it was closed. We had to have gone to that tattoo place about 3 or 4 times. It wasn't until he was 21 when he got his first tattoo. He tried hard to get me to sign for one before that though. Come on, Mom. Come on, every time we got there, it was closed. I was happy. I remember he saved all his money to buy this old hearse. The window wipers didn't even work. He went on a date in the old hearse. He and his date had to use his shoestrings to tie the wipers down just so he could see the road. Oh, my boy was crazy. He was just about in high school when he started to rap. Tony, his older brother, would pick him up from school and take him to the clubs to perform. I kept telling him, "You need to graduate. You need to graduate." He eventually did. But once he got out of high school, that was it for his education. He went to college for 1 week and the rest is history. He signed to a record and began his career. Paul Wall and Chamillionaire would always come to my house. I knew all of them. I never thought he would make it as a rapper. I thought he would have been a basketball player. But as soon as he quit driving those raggedy cars, I knew he was on his way. The first new car he bought was a Ford Excursion. He was still in high school and I was proud of him. A few years later, he bought me a brand new car. I had never had a new car before. He touched my heart. Since then, I've had many new cars. That's what he does. He takes care of his mama just like I took care of him. Tweets end quotes. Tweets, who is Jay-Z and B-Life planner, cause their shit coming out perfect. Just got pulled over, car smelling like a pound policeman. Said he ran the plates and wanted to meet me. Glad I'm not spending my Friday night in jail. I ain't have no weed on me, but it was still smelling loud, all the money I spent on jewelry. The simplest shit is what I like the most. I choose to live in reality. I love to see people who can't dance, dancing. It's funny how older people all do that funky chicken looking two-step. I'm 31, and just like I like my cars and cloths new, I like my hoes new too. Niggas always be saying, damn, that bitch fine. I'll put a baby in her. But what if the baby makes her fat? I would rather people know how I feel about them. Just gotta work on saying it without offending. I couldn't be a personal trainer. I stare at camel toes. I think people need to work on supporting each other instead of being crabs in a bucket. When I see other people get money, I don't get jealous. I get inspired to get me some. My dick is spoiled. It don't work unless it's a bad bitch. I smoked before I went to church and felt bad about it. I'm at the airport an hour early. Let's see what kind of trouble I can get into. I need to smoke a blunt before I board this flight. I need a medical card. I dare someone to say code Bravo in an airport. I wonder if Steve Jobs had life insurance. I'm sure his family didn't need any more money. I got Zulu'd. They put hash in my blunt. I don't like smoking nothing but good weed. No extra shit. I can afford to be doing something way I'm better than what I'm doing now. All these cool cars and nowhere to go in these days of a fucked up economy. You gotta think like a hustler where there is no jobs. You gotta create hustles. Give me my money back. I don't even know how to make it rain properly. My shit be stuck together. It's crazy how women can only see the wrong we do, bitch. You got just as many niggas as I got. Chicks, hashtag CTFDT. I wish weed didn't make you hungry. It must start saving pics with numbers I get. Cause most of the time I be wasted when I'm hunting. Then I forget who number I got. You ever have sex and bust and the girl didn't get hers, but keep begging you to go again, but you say no, I got mine? All dudes should do it. It helps switch the control. Now they know how niggas feel when they won't let you hit the power of the pussy. Even the so-called good girls who don't outright ask for money for pussy want you to take them shopping or buy them something to fuck. Hoes are taking over the world. Every chick that's pretty nowadays selling that pussy. A few of my favorite people been asking to borrow money from me, but my cheap ass hate to give out loans. I'm sure they will pay me back one day, but no telling how long it'll take. Maybe I'll just charge interest like a bank. I got caught faking a nut before I know it hurt herself. Esteem, but her shit was weak. Me, do me a favor? You what? Me? Don't ask me to do you no favor. Stock's going down, but the worth of my watch is going up. Hashtag nigga said, hashtag winning. I got my top dropped and still can smell weed. Just did the doggy on accident while yawning. I was gone. Stopped smoking weed Monday, but I think I'm just gone. Stop smoking the best. I be too high to do shit. I'ma get good instead of great. I stopped wasting my nut on average bitches back in high school. I have class now. I'm used to being honest. I have no filters. I just say what I think. You gotta fuck her good the first time to get her hooked. Or if a girl won't let you hit but let you play with her and get her hot, jack off and bust. Get dressed and say you done. And if she say I'm ready now, tell her no, I'm cool. You had your chance. There are more women than men, so we are the ones who should have the power to be picky. It's a lot of hustler haters on Twitter. I want to do a song like Too Short Don't Fight the Feeling where I let a bitch talk about me. 31, but having more fun than 21-year-olds. I don't give a fuck enough. It's kind of my favorite line. I don't give a fuck. I'ma work on that. Last night was a movie. Trying to piss out this patron. I wish I would have threw up. I'm about to try to talk my mama into smoking a joint and drinking a bottle of rose with me. I don't want no chicks tatting my name on them. Cause I used to white out any nigga name I saw on a bitch. I wonder, is it just like auto theft when you steal a plane? I don't see how people do long distance relationships out of sight, out of mind. I know y'all feel the same. just ain't real enough to tweet it. Fuck, I made it drizzle last night. I want my money back. This nigga Jay-Z going off still at 40-something hashtag WTT. Why do girls think their pussy is worth more than our dick? Like we owe them if they give it to us. It's equal. We both bust fair exchange. You ain't about to treat like I'm some slut. I ain't giving up my dick unless I see a future with you. I'm about to flip the script and start making them wait and take me out and trick on me first. I'm too grown to play childish games. If we sleep together, we go together. If you are a bad bitch too pretty to give head, you are a waste of a bad bitch. This is why more women should watch porn. Then they wouldn't be dumbfounded and shocked when we bust. It's too many new ones to be tripping off of old ones. The time is going and the ref is watching. It's fight time. No such thing as a cheap shot, shut up and box. I'm about to switch up the swag tonight. Hoes be acting Hollywood around income tax time. I hope all rappers in Texas make their next album their best album, and new artists, you should be working non-stop till you on the list. Never trust a girl who texts a lot. She got a lot of secrets. My definition of a bad bitch and your definition of a bad is probably a lot different. I hate when I give homeless PPL money for something to eat and they stay and ask other PPL what kind of meal you want, MF. I remember I gave a Mexican lady $175 because her sign said that's how much her light bill was, and it was off. I seen her the next day, same spot. Shit feels awkward when your chick was born, when Boys in the Hood came out. I do my part, do yours. Stop pointing fingers and check yourself. Hashtag swag. Nigga, I just remembered I'm hashtag Pastor Thug on Sundays. I tweet church. What other gangster rappers do that PPL talk that positive, but they just be talking what the fuck you doing if your child listens to me and do what I do? Cause of my raps. You are not a good enough parent. Don't blame me. My sister-in-law asked me to read a book to her class, and I said no, cause I know I'm not a positive role model yet. Who better to be a positive leader than me? I seen it all, done it all. I have a dream that one day I can be the next Milk. I'm still working on myself. But I plan on changing my life one day and being a positive leader. Some bitches are just dumb. Rihanna always do a good job at making me want to fuck her in her videos. Niggas must be tired of hustling. They running in houses, Walmarts and shit, robbing y'all better. Stay strapped. I always fall asleep getting a haircut that's gone. Go bad one day, bitch. I'm from Earth, repping for my turf, been here since birth. Fuck with us and get hurt. Cold one day, hot the next. You the world bout to end. When Mother Nature bipolar Muhammad Ali talk just as much shit as Mayweather. I love to see someone who represents my country be the best. If you hate that you a hater, only cut that won't heal in 4 months as a pussy, would you rather be pretty and broke or rich and ugly? Believing in monogamy is like believing in Santa Claus. Motherfuckers be talking positive shit. Where were you when we gave out toys on the NAFA 100 bikes on the South, a chauffeur and goods to feed? And I'm not mad, I just cuss a lot. Another reason why I don't need to be reading to kids. I don't think people understand I rap for people like me. So if a nerd blogger or internet geek don't like my shit again, I'm not rapping for you. I hate doing a clean show. Why the fuck would I go read to kids? Then they see me on Twitter smoking weed doing threesomes. I don't even rap for kids. You have to be 17 to buy my shit. So if your child got my side, you fucked up. If you pick the broke faithful dude, you lose, cause you gon' go broke trying to save him, or he gon' get rich and cheat cause he never had shit. I know how to fix traffic. Each lane has its own speed limit. Fast lane for fast drivers, middle for 65 miles per hour, and right for slow. Facts of life. Number 1 rule is always protect yourself. Think like a boss, and one day you will be a boss. Black unemployment is the highest in 27 years' time to hustle. A lot of people are living a lie. This is some childish bullshit when women use kids to try to piss their dad off. I turn down a lot of pussy, but it only makes girls want to fuck you more, not giving a fuck. Attitudes are at an all-time high. Champagne fucks up your stomach. Hood rats are more open-minded than good girls. Most bad bitches are bitches. Speaking in faith works, I did a lot of shit I said I was gonna do. always stay strapped, giving you respect. I expect the same thing. All bosses take losses. Sometimes you wake up just wanting to fuck. I would if I could, but I ain't. Cause I can't. It's a recession. You gotta start taking people's jobs if you wanna eat. Rubbers bust. Don't mean we need to start a family and get married, Thuga quote. It's hard to give a fuck now when you remember when you ain't have shit. Nobody gave a fuck about you if you can't buy it 3 times. You can't afford it. The key to success is working hard and never giving up just because it's Cali don't mean it ain't a day away. Look in the mirror before you hate on others. When I was dead, broke, none of you bitches wanted to fuck with me. But now you say you love me. What am I supposed to feel? Lucky. Haven't had a dream with you yet, but when I do, I hope it's a wet one. Get your weight up, not your hate up as much as I think I want a good girl. I think I belong with a more hood rat type chick. I think I hear I hate you from girls more than I hear anything else. I'm tired of them taking my kindness for weakness. Sometimes you gotta take time and enjoy the dream, work hard till the work gets easy. You gotta sleep to have dreams millionaires take. The small steps to make big moves. Dr. Thug, if he is not responsible enough to strap up, what makes you think he responsible enough to raise a child? If she doesn't give head, she's not a bad bitch in the first place. Are you really who you think you are? Who are you? Makeup, heels, weave, eyelashes, nails, push-up bras, booty pads. Damn, this should be illegal. I'm sick of this false advertising. It's too late to change us. We have seen too many porno movies. We know what we deserve by a sex swing or something to spice shit up. Don't be boring pussy. The longer you make a nigga wait for pussy, the longer he will be fucking other bitches. Faking a nut? Take off the rubber and flush it before she can check. It will definitely get you some head if you hold out and say, get it back hard. Are you really wifey material? No matter how bad you want a chick or how bad she is after you bust jacking off on her or sex with her, the thirst dies. Then you remember how much bullshit she put you through for that and how you got other girls who go harder and look better naked. Ladies, fuck your man or he gon' fuck somebody else. Hog life. Work hard till the work gets easy. Now laying in my bed in a Versace robe, swag. Waiting on my massage and smoking, never satisfied with what you do. Got living a life with an appetite for more. Stay ahead of your work. I'm still up wasted going HAM working doesn't feel like it's work if you love what you do, think like a boss. So eventually you can live like a boss, working with a purpose, grinding to reach goals, then setting new ones. I'ma have to start selling these hashtag Thug Thursday songs to pay these tickets. I got a lot of work to do, 'cause it's a lot of new cool shit. I wanna buy. He gave me a ticket, but I won't have to go to court. My lawyer got me. If you don't make enough money to be able to save every month, then you living beyond your means. 10 years later, we still gonna be here while them niggas who ball hard today gonna be back in the hood. And if you getting legal money, pay your taxes just 'cause you get a $500K check. Don't mean that's how much you got when an ambulance passes by with sirens on. I follow it through traffic. I'ma try to make all my followers be like me and be proud to be cheap hustlers who stack are the real ballers. Stay ahead of your work. I always said at 30, I want to be set for life. I good cars and crib paid for, but I still want a lot more. Never satisfied with what you got, living a life with an appetite for more. The world is mine. I can do what the fuck I want to do. Virgin Mary. I like religion and what it stands for because it all made for good. I still sin, but I get tats like this to keep me motivated. Through Thug's eyes, I hate love because you can't control love, and I don't like being out of control. As much as I want to be a player, love makes you want to settle down. My ideal girl is someone who makes me happy and accepts me for me. She got to be a bad bitch who in all her ways makes me happy. I have to want to hold and kiss her. I've never had that feeling. Why? Because I'm not married. That's when the world will know I'm in love. I will marry the girl I love. Everything else is just a shadow. The jump, offs, the tricks, the dime pieces are just a shade to what's to come. Love is a hell of a drug. I know niggas who are doing shit crackheads wouldn't do. The cold-ass paradox is that most crackheads I spoke to told me they got started by messing with some who. A bitch gave him a nip, and they were hooked ever since. That's what love is. It gets you hooked. One day you're in a relationship with a girl doing some of the dumbest shit you would never dream of doing. One day I asked on Twitter, "What the dumbest shit you did for love?" You wouldn't believe the responses I got from random people across the world who have fucked up their lives over love. Check 'em out. Pay a nigga rent 'cause he said he would pay me back and didn't. Got married, turned down a threesome with her and her friend because I was jealous, smoked a thick crack with her. Not the pipe though, just sprinkled it on a blunt. Wrecked my car trying to run over his ass. LMFAO got her name tattooed, then voided, killed all the bitches' pets. Cheaters will be shot. It ain't no billboard nameplate on my face though. Let my ex have my car. After we broke up, SMH had a baby and got that nigga name tatted on me 3 times in 3 different places. Tried to run over my ex with my car. Cried to her and her next nigga showed up while I was in tears. Held a knife to a motherfucker's throat in the middle of the night to ask this nigga if he was cheating. Turns out I got the truth out of him right before he tried to kill me. Stashed my money at Chow House thinking she wouldn't spend it. SMH putting a nigga in the ER just to break up 2 days later, stay with his ass. Even though I know he was still with his baby mama, tried to light a nigga on fire, kidnapped a bitch's baby so she would talk to me. SMH, fuck love, keep it real. Went against my family and at the end of the day, she really wasn't shit, helped the nigga out of jail. And he left me for his baby mama, smoked crack, snuck into his baby mama's house, and cut up all her expensive ass cloths. Take a felony case for him, SMH. That's why at the end of the day, I'm scared of love. The bad side at least. I've never experienced the extreme shit these folks have described. I've never put that much investment in a woman to set myself up for some off-the-wall shit like this. Except having a baby with a bitch I knew I wasn't gonna be with. Child support is a motherfucker. Views on abortion. I'm down with pro. Choice. I think that married couples should only have kids. Don't trip, that's just what I believe. I believe single women who are sexually active should mandate themselves to take birth control or make every effort possible to not get pregnant before marriage. And I'm gonna tell you why kids shouldn't have to suffer over the irresponsibility of adults. Children deserve to be raised in a household with a mother and father who are together. I believe this is a major factor in the degeneration of our society. Casual sex with no boundaries leads to kids having authority issues. Stupid bitches who have unplanned pregnancies with niggas they are trying to trap should not be allowed to raise the child. It doesn't do anything but add pressure and stress to the kid's life. I hate that I don't wake up to my kids every day. I really think that you should only have kids with people you really want to be with. Abortions give you the chance to erase a stressful situation. Now, I do have reservations on aborting a 5 to 6 month old fetus. But whether you agree with pro-choice or pro-life is your business. Everyone has a right to their own beliefs. However, we do not have the right to have government sanctions that support pro-life. Every woman has a right to have authority over her own body. G-Day. I remember when I was 16, I prayed to see 30. Now that I'm 31, I can only thank God for the years He's given me. My birthday is September 8th, 1980, and I always expect lots of love from everyone. I have a PayPal account set up so that people from my social networks can donate $5 for my birthday. I give all the proceeds to charity. My expectation comes from all the love and advice I have freely given to all who are in my circle, whether I personally know you or not. If you fucked with me, heard about me or seen me, your life has been made better. This idea came about one year. I thought, instead of me giving gifts like I normally do, how about everyone else give to me for change? Since then, the world has shown me much love. I thank VU. Central Texas Fires thanks you too. President Thug. I think they should make Texas its own country and I would be the president. I would be the dopest president cause I wouldn't be married. First lady thug. I will be dating women, trying to find the first lady. The women in the country would have the chance to fuck the president. War, no more war, 'cause we will mind our business. If they want to kill each other in their county, I'd gaff. Deaden crime. I would make marijuana be legal. You just have to buy it from the pharmacist. Shit, they are gonna buy it anyway. And then there wouldn't be any more people in jail for selling weed. There will be less crime and more money coming in from drugs. Hashtag swag. Questions. What were you doing before you became a rapper? I started rapping at 17. I don't know. Selling weed. What's your favorite fruit? My favorite fruit is pineapple, ladies. If you could collaborate with any artist, who would it be? Lady Gaga. Nah, I'm playing Kanye West because the nigga can rap and make good beats. Who is your celebrity crush? Kerry Washington. I seen her in a movie where she was gay and 2 girls were doing it motherfucking hot. What is your favorite sex positing? I like to be on top. I like all positions but missionary. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? 10 times higher than I am right now. Do you do anything other than rap? Nope. I just rap. Tell my baby mama. Recently, you have gotten into the hashtag fun fitness movement. What inspired this? Staying healthy without your health, there is no meaning to wealth. Got to stay in shape. How many kids do you have? 3 boys, 10 and 6 Dave Jar, Kobe and Dro. 3 months. Are you ever gonna settle down when I find someone who makes me wanna settle down? I'm not looking for love, love's gotta find me. What's your favorite song? I don't have favorites. What's up with that? I need a psychologist, blue or red? Blue nigga. If you had $1 billion, what would you do? Positive shit. How often do you smoke? More now than ever. Still not too much though. Maybe 2 to 3 blunts a day. Is there anything you don't like? I don't know. Church is messing my head up. I don't ever get mad. I don't dislike shit. I'm just happy all the time. When you QO to Lakewood, you don't get mad. I mean, I get mad when my baby mama don't answer the phone, but I don't just walk around mad or hold grudges or nothing. Dictionary. MF means motherfucker. GNR means got a nigga roll, and SMH means shake my head. WTT means watch the throne. Crumb means shorting someone or treating them. DFA means dumb fuck award. Hog life means my life. BHO means boss hog outlaws. IDUGF means I don't give a fuck. Bad build means she doesn't have a good body. G-Day means birthday. Bad bitch means a hot chick. Hashtag CTFD means calm the fuck down. Dedicated to my second mom. Mrs. Green, the first, always found love with you. Your words were the truth I needed to hear, even when I wasn't ready to hear it. You were a blessing in my life, and I am honored to be thought of as one of your many sons. Thanks for opening your door and your heart and being there for all of us when we needed you. Rest in peace.